Tonight's special computer edition of Infected is brought to you by Meat. And with a special public service announcement about Meat, here's Hollywood superstar Mr. Dermot Mulroney.
Hello, I'm Dermot Mulroney, and I'd like to speak to you for a moment about something very important to me. I'm speaking about meat. You see, I love meat. I love to eat it. I love to touch it. I love to just put it in my lap and just drive around. I look normal, but I've got hunks of raw meat all over my lap and upper thighs. It's a real kick. Anyway, meat is important and it tastes great. But sometimes I worry that one day someone, I don't know who, some higher power, maybe an alien life form or a really big time Hollywood producer, is going to come down and this fucker's going to take away our meat. Just like that, he's going to snap his fingers and our meat's going to be gone. Let me be very clear. Dermot Mulroney would not take kindly to that. Dermot Mulroney would go all kinds of ballistic on that fucker. So I implore you, meat, eat as much of it as you can. Eat it like someone's going to take it away. Because goddammit, one godforsaken dark shitfuck of a day, we might find ourselves in a world devoid of meat. So let's all enjoy it while we can.
Meat. It's a whole lot of fun.
Gator here. Now, I ain't got a computer. I don't got nothing against him. I just never took to him, I guess. But since this is a computer show and this whole damn podcast is supposed to be about some kind of computers and technology, even though we don't get around to talking about it very much, I thought I'd tell you a little story about the first time I ever came across a computer in my life. Now, a lot of you don't know this about the Gator, but I've been through some pretty hard times. Fact is, there was a long stretch back in the 80s when I lived out in my truck over near Lake Okeechobee. I used to run me a trot line with my friend Starving Crow. Starving Crow, he was 100% Seminole Indian, and I reckon he'd just as soon kill you as look at you if you got on his bad side. But Crow and me, we was tight. Anyway, we used to have that trot line where we'd catch us big old snapping turtles, and we'd sell them off to the blacks who lived over on the reclaimed land by the airport. It was a good little business Crow and me had. We did all right. So one day it was about dusk, and old Starving Crow and me, we had us a mess of old mossy-back snapping turtles in the back of my truck, and we was taking them over to sell them. And Crow, he had to piss. Now, Crow, he didn't talk very much. In fact, I lived with him a whole damn year, and I never heard him say one word the whole time. He'd just sit there grunting, sharpening his knives, watching the daytime soaps. He never said a word. So it surprised me a little bit when he turned to me and said, "Pull over, I gotta piss, man." If you know Crow, you know that when he says something to you with his mouth, you best go on and do it. Because, people that don't listen to Crow, sometimes they get their gizzards cut out. He had this big old Bowie knife he kept strapped to his leg. Crow was a crazy motherfucker. So I pull over, man, the first place I see, and it was a Kinko's. But see, I'd never heard of no Kinko's before because I was living out there in my truck and we didn't get in town very much. I thought Kinko's was some sort of newfangled fast food joint or something. So I pull in there and I say, "Go in there and piss, Crow." And Crow gets out, and I'm sitting in the cab listening to me some country music, nice and peaceful. And about 2 minutes later, Crow comes running out waving his knife in one hand and he's got some big gray box in the other hand. And just then, I noticed this whole fucking Kinko's place is on fire, going up in big-ass fonts of flame, just pouring out of this fucking Kinko's. And Crow jumps in the truck and he says, "Drive, man, pull the hell out of here." So I did, man. I pulled out. I kept driving. I didn't know what the hell was going on. After a couple blocks, I asked him. I said, "What the hell happened there, man?" All he said is they wouldn't let him use the bathroom, so he lit the place on fire. I didn't even bother to ask him about the blood that was all over his shirt. We went on in silence for a few more blocks, and then, mostly just to break the silence because it was a little uncomfortable, I turned to him and I said, "Crow, what's that big gray TV-looking box you took out of there?" And he turned to me, and all he said was, "It's a computer, dumb fuck." And that's the first time I ever laid my eyes on a computer, and I'll never forget it.
Infected. Hello and welcome to Infected, the year's worth of gunk, muck, and discharge falling into the computer keyboard of digital culture, where it starts to grow and create a horrific techno-biosphere of its own. I'm Internet's Martin Sargent. And I'm joined, as always, by my loyal, if somewhat embarrassing to be seen in a majority of public places with pals, Joey and the Gator. Fellers.
What's up, Martin? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Joey?
Yes?
First of all, I would like to say that it was really cool of the meat people to give us all this bacon.
That's a big old mess.
Look, we got so much bacon here.
Yes!
We're just going to keep eating and enjoying throughout the entire Sargecast. I mean, I got to say, I must have already eaten a half pound of it. You know when the bacon comes out before breakfast, everyone's always going and getting the bacon?
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. It's good bacon.
Now, I cooked bacon one time with a friend of mine, one morning we was up and we were cooking some bacon, and he had that. You know how bacon comes in those slabs and it's all pressed together like that?
Do I?
And I started peeling them little strips off and putting them in the frying pan like that. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing, man? That's not how you cook man food." And he grabs a whole chunk of bacon. He just throws a whole solid brick of it in the frying pan there. And sure enough, it starts to it separates itself out.
It's like,
And
really?
Yeah, this fucker never. When he cooks bacon, he cooks the whole thing. That's what he does. That's how.
I would think that it would make like a bacon steak if you did it that way.
Well, no, they all separate out and they cook up real nice. You know.
It worked, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's how
You never see that Rachel Ray give you that kind of tip.
He look.
Where's Bobby Flay with that one?
I hate that bitch, Rachel Ray.
She's got spunk and about a $4 billion contract.
She's like delicious.
Fuck her.
She go to a fucking Applebee's and
That is on the money.
she'd be at an Applebee's eating some potato skins or something, be like, delish. Like,
Awesome Blossom.
she's like, I'm at the hippest joint in this town. It's Applebee's.
Let me tell you what they do here. They take a whole big onion and they just put it in the deep fryer and it separates and they call it Awesome Blossom.
They call it a blooming,
It's awesome.
a blooming onion. I'd be like, fuck you, bitch. Eat a pound of bacon and then come back to me. Rachel Ray.
Well, thank you to the meat people for a wonderful snack.
Well, meat is good, I guess. Dermot Mulroney likes it, I suppose.
Well, infected.
I got a big old chaw in, so I can't eat no bacon.
Joey, have some bacon.
No.
Jesus, man. Anyway, Infected, as you know, at its core, is a technology broadcast. But sometimes we talk about things that don't have the most remote tangential connection to technology, such as the fact that Gator here has spent most nights in the past 3 years sleeping on an old army blanket under his truck. These issues do come up. Trucks are technology, I guess, so. I don't know. So anyway, Infected Army, to make it up to you, we're devoting this entire edition of Infected to computers. Nothing in particular, just computers.
I got to get me one of them computers.
That is our theme tonight, Gator. Computers. Sure love computers. So perhaps you guys out there, you saw the recent poll that asked the youngsters, I believe the age range here was 18 to 24, what tech device they'd want if they were stranded on a desert island. Number one response?
What?
A computer.
A computer.
A computer.
A computer.
Yeah.
I want me a taser gun.
Hey, dipshits, how about a shortwave radio or a satellite phone so you can contact the Navy to come rescue you before your obese internet surfing ass has to fight off some seabirds for the honor of eating a dead horseshoe crab that washed up on the beach.
How about a lighter or something?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you
Good
know.
Lord.
You know,
A computer? Who do you think you are? The professor? Gilligan's Island? You gonna hook up your iBook to some goddamn coconuts? Gonna watch some funny YouTube videos?
There's no Wi-Fi on deserted islands.
Professor,
And the sand will ruin the keyboard.
he'd hook it up to some little treadmill he made out of coconut leaves or something and power it that way.
So, Gator, you say you've never had a computer.
No, I haven't.
Joey, I know that you've been using, you're a real dynamo with them.
I love them.
Are you computer savvy, Joe?
Joe's a real techno whiz.
I'm a dynamo on the damn computers.
Joe, what's your dream computer if you could have any?
What's your dream machine, Joe? If you could have a real rocket, what would you get?
Joe, what's your setup?
Spec it out for me, Joe.
Well, I'm really loving those new dual-core Intel chips.
All right, that's enough, Joe. Thanks a lot for that.
Why do you bait me only to take it away?
All right, there's probably people interested in it. What would Joey, the intern...
The mood is gone, Martin. You took it away. It's
No,
over.
no, Joe,
done.
tell us.
Seriously,
No.
we want to know.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck
Don't
you.
do it for us.
Fuck you, Gator.
Do it for the
Joey,
viewers,
come
Joe.
on.
People want to hear. Tell us your dream
Don't you understand
setup.
people shut this show off when we start talking about everything about computers? Tell them, what's Joey's...
They don't listen to the show for computer knowledge.
So maybe you have a CD drive in there?
You're not qualified to say that, Joe. Just tell the people what your
How much RAM, Joe? Let's get down.
Oh, with Windows XP, you could have up to 4 gigs of RAM. That's what I'm going to do. Windows XP 64.
All right, let's move on.
Fuck you in the ass.
Anyway,
Get me hot. Joe.
let me ask you a different kind of tech question, Joe.
Get me wet.
If you were stranded on a desert island, what would you take?
Motherfucking matches.
That matches?
Matches.
Any techno gizmo in all of Best Buy, Fry's, CompUSA, wherever, on the internet. You can have anything. You would take matches.
I'd take motherfucking matches because I want to goddamn live.
Well, why don't you get a lighter? It's
Well,
gonna
yeah,
last
why don't you
better.
get, like...
Matches is kind of weak.
Butane runs out, and you get the waterproof matches that strike anywhere, so you're good to fucking go.
For how long? How many matches are you going to take, Joe?
I don't know, as many as it takes.
That's it, Joe.
That's
Take
stupid.
matches.
You're stupid. You're gonna die on that fucking island with your digital camera and your fucking laptop, Gator. You guys are gonna die.
I'm gonna bring a fucking satellite phone. I'm gonna call somebody. Hey, I'm on an island.
I'm gonna bring
Coordinate this.
That's what they think was in that last box on Castaway. The box he never opened.
Castaway.
That Tom Hanks movie where he's stranded on a fucking desert island and he had that little FedEx box. A sat phone was in the box, people.
A FedEx commercial. Hey, man, I'd take me a chainsaw or something like that, where I could build a little hut. Well, that's a good idea, isn't it? Chainsaw? Maybe you need gasoline for that. I guess I'd take a lighter, man. I'd take a lighter.
You got a lighter and matches. You both have crippling addictions, too. You know what? I hope they got fields of tobacco on this desert island that you guys are going to be on.
No, I'd have me a whole carton of GNCs, and I'd just sit there on that fucking coconut tree and smoke my GNCs with my lighter, and somebody come get me.
Maybe you better bring Bugler. Roll your own.
I just need my Newports.
Anyway, I'll never forget my first computer. Boy, oh boy, what a thrill that was. It was an Apple IIc, Joe. An Apple IIc. That was before your time.
Computer. No.
That was before your time.
No, because they were so cheap. I grew up with them.
They weren't cheap. It was a great... My grandma gave it to me and my tragically obese brother Matthew for Christmas, Joe. She was not cheap. She was a wonderful woman.
I'm sure she was.
And what an exciting day that was, until my mom got into the gin and accidentally lit the tree on fire with one of her Virginia Slims. But the computer did not burn. Dad got it about 40% of his body, but that Apple IIc ran just fine.
Yeah, them Dell computers are starting to blow up on people and stuff.
Yeah, with them batteries. They were called 4.1 million in the batteries.
I got a personal connection to that. So I was in a Shoney's the other day, and this fat bastard was using his Dell computer, and the whole goddamn thing burst into flames on him right there. The whole place, man, it cleared out of there, and it was the wildest thing I've ever seen.
I have a feeling that most of those happen because these fat fucks, they're looking at porn, there's too much friction. They start actually physically humping the thing.
Petroleum jelly is flammable.
Yeah?
It's petroleum, for fuck's sake. You fuck fast enough, I think they go up in flames.
Huh.
Maybe I share too much.
I used to work with this dude, and he had this computer. He was so proud of it. And one day, when he left, I was supposed to feed his dogs. And I went in there, and I was looking at that computer, and I just picked that fucker up, and I smashed it. And then he came home, and I took it after that. I felt bad, and I took it, and I hid it. I threw it out in the swamp. He's like, "Where's my computer?" I said, "I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to it."
I read that story about these things starting fire, and I've been spending a lot of time on the couch by myself, surfing internet. Nothing, no different there. Nothing really changed, but I don't know if there's something changed with my computer. I mean, can this happen, Joey? Or maybe I got one. This is a gateway thing here. It ain't a Dell. It ain't a Sony battery, which is what I don't think anyway. Maybe it is. I have no idea. But I start my penis starts burning. It's just sitting on my lap, like through my jeans. Like I'm not naked or anything. Sometimes I got my inside pants on.
That's why I don't use those.
But it's sitting on my lap. I literally have to.
Does it burn when you pee?
You got a wire.
No, I literally have to take it off my lap for a while and take a break and rest.
Now I got
and put it on the couch.
Well, laptops are now being caused with they're being blamed for making this generation more sterile. It's lowering the sperm count.
I've read that.
Yes.
Now, if you got one of them wireless computers everybody's using nowadays, and you sit there in the Starbucks all day with that fucker in your lap, isn't that going to radiate your balls? Like just
Yes.
isn't that like the waves going right through there, aren't they?
What about I don't know. When I drive, I put my cell phone under my crotch, like on the seat right there. And somebody told me that I shouldn't do it so I could feel it vibrate. When somebody calls,
oh yeah,
pick up the phone.
I do that
because I can't
too.
hear it because my Cadillac doesn't have
that.
air conditioning, so I always gotta have the windows down. I'm driving on the 405 or something like that. But someone told me
You're microwaving your testicles.
that, like I'm basically irradiating
You're
my
microwaving
ball
your
sack.
nutsack.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Why aren't you radiating your head when you put that fucker up to your ear?
Yes, you are, but you're not holding it for an extended period of time underneath your testicles.
But no one calls.
I am when I talk to that.
But that ain't the point. There's always signals going out of that thing.
That little
So
waitress
I was
calls
with
me.
this chick, and like we were about to bang and everything, and I was like, "No, babe, we don't need to wear a condom because like I
Because you're stupid?
put a laptop. I'm always got a laptop on my dick when I'm surfing it, and I do the cell phone thing when I drive, so I got no sperm count."
Yeah, but she still got herpes, and now so do you. So Merry Christmas. Herpes is forever.
No, that didn't happen, Joe. That didn't happen at all.
I got a little confession to make.
She told me to leave. Is what happened. Never got anywhere that
Y'all
night.
want to hear this confession or not?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's have some bacon first of all.
Sometimes, Martin, when you you're using your computer and you go to the bathroom or you go out and smoke a cigarette or whatever, I'd take my balls out and I'd put it all over your...
You teabag his fucking laptop?
I just do that. I don't know why I'd do it, man.
What kind of sick?
I don't know, man. I just...
Jesus Christ.
I'm using this fucking laptop now. Thanks a lot, Gator.
I do that to your cell phone, too, Joe.
Well, that would explain the smelly ball sack smell I've been lingering around with
If
lately.
you edit that fucking part out, and also rub down my computer with rubbing alcohol. Jesus.
It's staying in. Fuck you. I don't get paid enough to edit this shit.
I don't know. That Apple IIc, that's what started it all for me. And it was amazing how much time I spent on the thing. I mean, this was way before the internet. I mean, this was like 83 or something like that.
What'd you do on that? Like
I played
Tetris or something?
No. Well, at first I played games like Aztec and Wavy Navy. And like I would copy other games, like Locksmith 5.0.
What was more powerful, the Apple II?
I think the 2E was. The 2E was more like the desktop to the...
Atari game.
Some people had the Commodores, which was like color, and that was like, oh, come over and play Archon.
I had a VIC-20 and I had a C64.
You had to put those tapes in there.
What's that one? It looked like a shoebox or something.
The Altair?
A little bitty screen on it. It's green.
Oh.
The words would be
The
green.
word processor. I remember.
The word processor.
My father-in-law had one of them. I smashed that fucker too. I don't know why. I just got a thing. People are tapping away on those fuckers, make me just want to smash them.
Must have been that whole thing with Burning Crow or whatever.
Starving Crow. Man, I wonder what happened to him, man. He was a crazy bastard.
That 2C, I got into Wizardry, Bard's Tale, Ultima 4. Holy shit, man. I would play those games. I would wake up in the morning. I would go down there in my robe.
What did people
and
do?
I would sweat.
What did people do with before internet? Would they like balance their checkbook?
No, you play these games, man. Bard's Tale.
That's
Like
all
in
they
fucking
did.
Bard's Tale 2. If you did not buy the cheap book, you could not get anywhere. It was a total scam.
Do you remember the first time you ever got on internet? The first time you ever used the internet?
Yeah, I do. You know, the first site I went to was TimothyLeary.com. That's the truth. I was in like the computer lab at Cornell. And I was probably dosed up or something. I don't remember.
Well,
Maybe not.
Joey, do you remember the first time you ever did? Well, how did the internet come about? And I know that Al Gore said he did it, but wasn't it some like defense mechanism?
Yeah,
or
the
something like
DARPA
that?
net.
See, I know
Oh,
about
we don't
this.
want to get into this whole thing.
Would you like to play a game?
I seen that movie. What was that movie with Matthew Broderick?
Fucking War Games. War Games.
Tron.
Oh man, it was
Fuck Tron.
that one with the supercomputer that took over and was going to launch a bomb.
War fucking games.
Maximum Overdrive.
You guys are not nerds. I hate you all. Dead to me.
But, you know,
That Ali Sheedy was fucking.
Dead to me.
can you imagine, like, so I'm playing these games on the 2C, like Wizardry. If I was a 12-year-old, I don't know, I was probably 12 or something like that when I got that. I simply can't imagine being a boy of 12 or so getting his first computer nowadays. Like, grandma gives it to you under the tree. I mean, it's just got, when I was that age, the best thing to rub one out to in my house was like Better Homes and Gardens or Red Book or something like that. Or maybe like an old Liza Minnelli album cover. But if I had the internet when I was 12, it's inconceivable. I would not be I would be a monster.
I got my hands on a Sears catalog one time, Sears and Roebuck, with that underwear section where they had the bras and panties and stuff. One time, it was a true story. When I was a kid, I had a bunch of those pages ripped out from the bra section of the Sears catalog. And my dad was having a barbecue one night, and I felt real guilty because I had that shit all stashed up in my room. And I said, I'm gonna burn that stuff. So I came down, I had it in my pocket, and I tried to throw it on the barbecue. I nobody's looking, in a paper sack, and that thing burned away, and it all opened up. It was all these bra sections of the cat, and my parents were just standing there looking down at it. Everybody's real quiet. And my uncle
Dad's
looked at it, and he was like,
how do you like your brisket?
he's like, I think you need to have the talk with little Gator there.
I'm surprised. I was at a flea market a few weeks ago. Damnedest thing I saw. The Atari game system, they made fucking porn games for it. There were porn games made for that old thing.
They did. Remember, we did this on Unscrewed.
Yeah, the top
We did
10.
this on Unscrewed. One of them was like,
Joe, what
it was this awful game about like this cowboy comes out and he like rapes. It literally used the term squaw. It was like, it was awful. It was like, that was the whole point of the game. She was like tied up to like a lodge pole. What? And like there was some, I don't even remember what. Yeah, Robert Berry from Retro Crush came on and talked about it.
Sounds like something from my childhood right there. Joey, what's your favorite porn site? If you had to go to one porn, you can only look at one more porn site for the rest of your life, which one would it be, Joe?
Fuck if I know.
Give me
I download mine off the torrents, and we went over this last time. It's Emporium.
Emporium.us.
Yes, it's a wonderful site.
Joe,
Yeah, but don't you when you go and you download those things, everything's all like, you got to wait and
Joe's a
shit
miser
like
with
that.
his
Like, that's all queued up and like there's how do you can only download the nasty shit that no one wants, but the real primo stuff, there's a huge line for that.
No, not with BitTorrent. With BitTorrent, the more people downloading, the faster the download. So it's all good.
Either I'm doing something wrong or I'm going for the worst kind of porn.
You are, man, and I think I may have learned way too much. Fuck.
I like to go to that Ampland.
Is that like Affleck?
Ampland.
Okay.
That's a good site there. They got everything.
Oh, speaking of... Wait, what is that? Ampland?
Ampland.com, .us, .net. What do you got?
It's a porn site. I don't know. It's just Ampland.
Ampland?
Wait, that's
It's like
Amp,
a
Asian Massage Parlor. What the motherfuck, Gator?
That's
No,
probably
it's
one
just
of them
AMP,
TGP sites. That's nobody goes to those anymore.
Gator, you got some fucked up taste.
Like the Hun.
The
or like
Hun.
Danny's hard drive. That's people. That's
No, Ampland's good, man. You got to check it out. ampland.com. It's good. Trust me, man. It'll do you right. That's all you need. If I was on a desert island, that's what I'd take. I'd take me some Ampland.
Speaking of computers and masturbation, did you guys see this video of that dude who got caught by some local news dipshit tugging it at a public library? Joey, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, Joey, can we show a little piece of... Can we run a little clip of that right now?
Yeah, here it is.
All right.
You ever perform a sexual act at the library?
No, I have not.
What if I told you we got video of you performing a sexual act?
Well, it wasn't me.
We can't really show you, but that's Mike Cooper pleasuring himself while watching porn at the Berea Library, just across the room from the children's section. Take our word for it. And his. You just reached out and grabbed yourself and started having sex?
I did what I wasn't thinking. I made a mistake.
Jesus Christ.
So basically...
God damn. All right, what's the name of that library? I want to remember not to go there.
Basically, this guy, he's in the... Yeah, you don't have a computer, so I don't know where you're looking at Ampland, actually. This is a real...
I'll look at it over there at the high school.
That shit ain't right.
After field hockey practice is done, I just
This dude,
They know who I am. That Gator, what's up?
He's in the public library, and he gets accosted by this dipshit local news reporter. His name is Carl Monday.
Carl Monday.
Carl Monday. This is Carl Monday reporting. As if Carl Monday's acting like this is the fucking scoop of his life. Oh, big story, Carl. You found a fat perv who lives with his parents and has a dirty little mustache fondling himself in the public library where weirdos never hang out. Good scoop, Carl. You're real good. You deserve a fucking Pulitzer, you slimy tick of a human being, fucker.
And then he fucks up this poor guy's life. I mean, he went to his house. I mean,
Yeah.
Anybody who lets their kid wander around a public library.
And this is in Cleveland or something. They run this story for like 6 minutes.
small town.
Cleveland's not that... I've been in the ghetto of Cleveland. There's a lot to talk about.
Cleveland's
I got a
got a lot
sawed-off down on Eddy Street pulled on me once.
Did
it
you
was
really?
like... it was crazy down there. It was like something out of
Oh, is that
fucking
when
Dante's Inferno,
Is that
man.
when you got separated from your friends?
Yeah, we got separated from my friends. We were going to Lollapalooza. When we got separated, we ended up down Eddy Street in Cleveland. We're down there. It was like something out of a Hieronymus. I don't know, man. It was crazy.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you were going to Cleveland or the fact that you were going to Lollapalooza.
This was like Lollapalooza 2, Joe, all right? This was
back when it was good.
Yeah,
got a lot
it was
of
like
good people.
P-Funk and everything.
That's
was
a
there,
good
all right,
city.
Joe? Yeah, have fun at your goth club tonight, by the way.
Hey.
Faggot.
Oh.
Carl Monday, man, I'd like to see that fucker's hard drive. You know, he's a perv like on...
No shit. I would love to take a camera around and follow Carl Monday around for like a weekend. I bet he's into some real dark shit. I bet he's got a full-on dungeon and weird animals and shit in his basement.
Sick shit Carl Monday
Like
gets
he's
into.
wearing a trench coat.
I'll probably see him at the goth club tonight. Fuck.
Probably.
Carl
And
Monday's-
then...
he's got like 17 hours of snuff films.
Yeah, this guy's crazy. He's got a dirty little mustache. Anyway, and then he has the gall to do a follow-up report, like of the guy's court case. Basically, he's trying to ruin this poor guy's life. He chases him out of the courtroom. Let's show a little piece of this too, Joe.
You didn't seem too happy about the sentence. Any comment?
Get the hell away from me!
Get out of here, man.
Got your camera up your from me!
We attempted to leave. Cooper and his dad try to get in the last word.
Pete! You too! Get the out of my face! Get in there.
Turn that off or I'll shove it. Turn it off. Now, turn it off.
Seconds later, a Berea police officer brought the incident under control.
Mr. Cooper, walk away from Get him out of my face. Walk away from him right now. Get out of here.
Where's my kid?
In Berea, Carl Monday, Channel 3 News.
He chased him out of there, and he chased him out with the whole camera crew. The poor masturbator is just begging to be left alone. He's saying, "You ruined my life." And his parents are there, and his parents and his dad.
Father's a fucking fighter.
His
Look at
dad
that
comes
shit.
after Carl Monday, and his mom comes after Carl Monday.
Man, I'd like to hit that Carl Monday with a fucking shovel.
All right, he's the next Geraldo. That's who he is.
Hey, this dude, this public library masturbator, he clearly couldn't get laid in the first place, which may be why he's masturbating in a library.
Why a fucking library, man?
I don't know. But now that he's been all over the local news and the internet in this podcast, I mean, gee, I thought that I had a rough time with the ladies. This guy's sunk.
I want to get Carl Monday on this show and have a little word with him.
We should try to do that. That's a good idea. Do you think we can book Carl Monday? We haven't had a guest since goddamn Alex Chu. We're going to start booking guests on this show. We're too lazy.
We'd end up in jail probably if Carl Monday came around here.
Anyway, I think I just saw Carl Monday skulking around in my backyard, so I'm going to go thrash him with my garden weasel. We'll be right back with an entertainment report from Johnny O'Banion and much, much, much more on this Infected Computer Special.
Carl Monday's got your hair, Joey.
No!
Tonight's special computer edition of Infected is brought to you by Meat. And with a special public service announcement about Meat, here's Hollywood superstar Mr. Dermot Mulroney.
Hello, I'm Dermot Mulroney, and I'd like to share with you a little story. It wasn't too many years ago that I was a young, struggling actor, doing my darndest to finish up a little picture I'd been cast in. Well, I finished that little film, and it was a hit, goddammit. I went straight to the golden door of stardom, and I put my fucking shoulder into it. And after it was open a crack, I kicked that fucker down, and I sauntered in proud, dick wagging, and I fucked that elusive bitch Hollywood, and believe me, brothers, I fucked her well. The town was mine. The parties, the light, the glitz, the swirl, the money, and the sex. Let me tell you, you've never lived till you've stood naked on your balcony in the Hollywood Hills watching the pink dawn seethe out of the east while some chick sucks your cock and slides a finger up your balloon knot. But here's the rub, see, Hollywood, she has a way of collecting her panties, cleaning off, and then biting back, and that bitch, she bites hard. Like the time I woke up in a cheap hotel in the valley, and I had the man seat of a black bus driver all over my belly. So, wait a minute, hold up. What the fuck was I supposed to talk about? What's going on here? Who are all these people?
Meat, Dermot. You're doing a PSA about meat.
Oh yeah, meat. Well, meat, it tastes great. Who doesn't like meat? Eat a bellyful. I'm Dermot Mulroney.
Meat. It's a whole lot of fun.
Infected. Hey, welcome back to the special Infected Computer Edition.
Computers.
It's all about computers.
Computers.
Once again, thank you to the meat people for all this bacon. I'm the only one eating this bacon.
Well,
have a fucking piece of bacon, Gator.
I got a chaw in right
Joe?
now.
I don't even know fucking pork.
I'll take a little bit in a little hefty.
I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
The only thing you got in...
I'm Jewish.
You only have one association with Muslims, as far as I can see.
Man, you take some of that
and
bacon.
That's blowing shit up. I'm only talking about the radical, out there fringe of the Muslim.
Now we're gonna be fucking bombed on this show.
Oh fuck! You know what I mean.
You go out to a bar drinking at night. You take a little bacon beforehand. You rub it up around your armpits and your neck and stuff like that. You got to beat the women off you, man.
The ladies love the pork.
Well, I'm going out tonight by myself, I guess.
It's better than having some cocaine with you.
I'm going to smell all like bacon, but I'm just going over to the garter. I'm not going to no golf club with Joey.
Oh, come on, take a chat.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, before...
What's going on in those golf clubs, Joey?
Yeah, before we move on, Joey, what do you do at a golf club?
Well, you dance in very erratic fashion that actually looks like you're having more of a dry seizure than a fucking dance. And you listen to very depressing emo music. It's a good time. Because everyone has low self-esteem.
I've never gotten the whole goth thing.
I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe I'm going to go goth on you guys.
Maybe when you're like 16, 17, like, oh.
Think I'd be too old to go in that goth club, Joe?
Oh, the world is dark.
You're never too old, man. I've seen 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds in the goth club.
Joey's going to be like 50, 60.
I'll bet my ex-wife hangs out in that.
Does your dad go to the golf club with you ever?
Nah, he doesn't come out to the goth clubs. I can't take my dad to any club. I think the last club he went to ended up being a gay bar by accident. He did one of those walk in, make a circle, walk the fuck out, not even stopping to get a drink.
Your dad's a real player.
Your dad's a homophobe. What a dick.
Hey, well, when you see guys dancing in go-go cages and there's not a woman in sight except for a post-op, it's a little scary.
Yeah, much better to see a bunch of people with black lipstick.
Post-op is
half their head shaved and black tattoos under their eyes.
Post-op is a opposite of a pre-op. Is that what I'm?
Yeah, pre-op still has the twig and berries. Post-op has an axe wound.
Why would anyone do that?
I don't know.
You know, I'm all I just don't get it. You know, why would anyone get the operation? Because once you do it, I mean, how do you ever?
You don't. I don't know.
Well, if they feel like they're a woman trapped in a man's body.
Yeah, I get all that. I get all that, but you know, okay, let's just cut to the chase here. You can't ever fucking come again, right?
You can still come. They actually take the head of the penis, and that becomes the clitoris of the actual new vagina.
That, but come on,
it's still an orgasm. It's a fucking grueling recovery, I'm sure.
Hey, if there's any of you guys out there,
my second cousin Sid did.
No, tell us how that is.
My second cousin Sid had that done. He did it. He had his friend Barney do it in the barn.
We've gone off. It's supposed to be about computers. It's supposed to be about computers. Hey, before we hear from Johnny O'Banion and his entertainment report about computers, let's take tonight's first check of the high-tech tech news ticker. All right, I'm sure you've all heard about this. It was reported everywhere, but Oxygen, you know, that women's channel Oxygen?
Yeah.
You know, the one that's got that Sue Johansson, the sex talk lady? Well, they did some survey and found out that 75% of women would prefer a new plasma TV to a diamond necklace.
All right.
Yeah, no shit, especially if I'm the one giving it to them, because a plasma TV means no commitment. It's a hell of a lot easier for me to take back after she dumps my ass, or for her to fucking sell on eBay, probably.
But you're not bitter, no.
No. Anyway, well, you know, women were found on average to own 6.6 technology devices, while men own 6.9. And 4 out of every 5 women felt comfortable using technology, with 46% doing their own computer troubleshooting.
I don't even know what all that shit means that you just said.
It just says a lot of women are big into technology now, but let's be serious. This is Oxygen. This is the network with Sue Johansson, that old-ass sex educator. So half of their 6.6 technology devices are probably meant to be inserted into the body and run on AA batteries.
Yes.
You think that's what they're... Those things are amazingly high-tech nowadays, but, you know, this girl I know, she had one that was equipped with... a winch. It had a winch, it had Norton antivirus, and an atomic clock on it. It was wild, Joe.
Where'd you get that thing?
I don't know where she got it.
A winch? A motherfucking winch?
It was,
What kind of fucked up women?
She was a big girl. But yeah, you know, this study makes sense. I mean, most chicks I know now have all the Blackberries and the cute iBooks and the sidekicks, blah, 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 blah. You know, it makes it easier for them to talk to the guys that are tagging... that they're tagging behind your back. That's my theory. Anyway,
you really thought this one out, didn't you?
I've been thinking a lot about this, Joe.
Anybody who has a woman tagging somebody behind their back.
Yes.
What's that? You got a woman with 2 black eyes. What's that mean? That old joke. You got a woman with 2. That's a terrible joke. Woman with 2 black eyes. Something like I already. What do you say to a woman with 2 black eyes?
Yeah, nothing. I already told her twice. Oh, wife beating.
Fuck. You know, this is a good segue.
Let me just tell you that.
You're an awful man.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that's a joke I heard.
It's also a good segue into Johnny O'Banion. It's been way, way too long, so without further ado, let's hear the latest from our entertainment reporter, Johnny O'Banion, with his View from the Canyon. Johnny?
And welcome to View from the Canyon with Johnny O'Banion. Thank you. This is Johnny O'Banion coming to you live with the tippity top of lovely Laurel Candy, Los Angeles, California, with all the entertainment news you need to know. Johnny's back! I'm out my isolated compound in Lone Pine, Nevada, tracking the ghost people with my new hand-built supercomputer. Yes, Hollywood is all at Twitter since the ghost people began pouring out of a hole in the desert floor. Are they friendly? Are they mean? Are they somehow linked to the terrorists? Well, it's too early to tell, but one thing's certain, computers can be used for almost anything these days, even tracking the erratic movements of supernatural apparitions rising out of a hole in the desert floor like great clouds of shakarific death mist. Hey, look out! Well, don't worry, Johnny's on the case, and with the help of my computer, I'm going to figure out a way to harness the power of the ghost people and use them as a substitute for food. Yes, you heard it here first. Johnny's going to eat the ghost people. Speaking of food, everybody knows that Los Angeles is a great glittering fruit bowl of delight. Sprinkle it with sugar, take it for a dance, buy it champagne. Maybe throw a yard party, slather it up with butter. You know what I'm talking about. Meat on your plate, dog under the table. Whoa, what's that in your hand? It's my dilly whack. Look out! Two lots of bread! Anyway, the big story of the glitter bowl 2 nights ago, the skies caught on fire. I myself saw giant pterodactyls swooping down, small dogs in the talons. They were doing that pterodactyl screech. Anyway, I shot one down, tried to skin it. Whoopsie! Thought it was some sort of celebrity airplane. So I pulled open the cockpit door. What do I see but Jessica Alba naked as a jaybird? And look out! There beside her was Hollywood body boy Keanu Reeves. Hey, let's keep this out of the papers. Ha! Just kidding, because when Johnny gets a scoop, whoa, look out, Johnny goes to press. And that is the View from the Canyon with Johnny O'Banion. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks, Johnny.
That Johnny's wild, boy.
That's, as always, some very insightful stuff. He's really got his finger on the pulse of Hollywood.
He's got his finger on something.
Yeah, I'll say. Anyway.
I love that guy, Johnny. He's a great
he's a great guy. I've been missing him a lot. Love you. Much love, Johnny. Much love. Anyway, you know, that's going to have to do it for the special computer edition of Infected. I'm glad that we got back to our roots, though, and talked about...
Boy, we really got deep into that tech. Joey wouldn't even tell us what his favorite setup is.
Because you fuckers don't care.
That's enough of the crass language. Now, I give you one more chance. What's your best setup?
You going to tell me twice?
I'm going to ask you, Joe. Come on, tell me your favorite computer.
New Intel dual core, highly power efficient with 4 megs of shared L2 cache. That thing is tasty.
All right, that's really all the time we got for this episode of Infected.
That thing come with the pull.
You don't care.
It come with the pull cord on that thing.
Dead to me.
That water cooled.
Dead to me.
Joe, that sounds like a real rocket.
You're fucking dead to me. Are you dead to me?
Anyway, thank you all very much for joining us on Infected.
Fuck you. You're telling us a story.
No, we don't have. We've gone way.
Oh, come on, tell us one story.
Way over time.
Story motherfucking time.
All right, I guess it is the computer edition. I guess we got time for one little story.
Yes!
This is the story of Tim, Chuck, Ponyboy, and the Gelds. Once there was a couple from Nebraska named the Gelds. Through no fault of their own, Mr. Geld was unable to produce man-seed. The Gelds were a loving young couple and desperately wanted to share that love with a child, so after careful research and consideration on internet, the Gelds decided to adopt a child from China. So after months of emails, paperwork, and tests, the day finally came for the Gelds to get on a big jet to China and go pick up their new son, a 7-year-old boy that they would name Chuck. After hours and hours on planes and trains and a bus, the Gelds got to a small peasant village outside of a place called Shenzhen, China. Mrs. Geld thought China kind of smelled funny, and she didn't really trust all the people there that crowded around her, but she was so excited to meet her new child that she really didn't care. When they got to the boys' home, they finally met Chuck. He was perfect! And a few hours later, the Gelds were flying back to Nebraska with their new son, Chuck. Halfway through the flight, Chuck had to go tinkle, so Mr. Geld took him back to the bathroom and helped him get ready to go. It was then that Mr. Geld noticed that Chuck had a partially formed twin growing out of his left side, just below the rib cage. The little lump had 2 small arms and a mouth full of yellow teeth and 1 big eye. It was looking right at Mr. Geld, blinking. Mr. Geld felt he had been sucker punched in the gut. He was horrified, and when he told Mrs. Geld, she felt the same way. So on their way home from the airport, the Gelds dropped Chuck off behind the dumpster of a Hardee's and drove away. Chuck was so scared, and he longed to be back in China. But before too long, a middle-aged black man on a bicycle came along and found him. He introduced himself as Tim. Tim knew Chuck was abandoned, so he took him under his wing and took care of him, and Chuck grew up as happy as could be. He eventually became a renowned street performer, and he would do acts with his deformed twin, who Tim had named Pony Boy. Everyone's favorite act was the one where Chuck would play a guitar riff and Pony Boy would solo right along with him on a tiny custom guitar that Tim had made for him. Chuck and Pony Boy became famous and made enough money to take care of Tim as he grew old. Oh, and what about the Gelds? Well, they died a couple years later when a propane tank blew up in their kitchen. It was listed as an accident, but everyone on the block thought it was probably actually a double suicide because the Gelds were very, very sad and weird people and possibly heavy into meth. The end.
Why do all the stories end with black people or meth fiends?
What are you talking about? No other stories.
They never do. I think that little Pony Boy played a little guitar made out of a coffee can. Tim made him a little guitar. That's a happy story.
Now that I think of it, I might rewrite this and have Pony Boy play a Jew's harp. I think so.
Got 3 years probation for that shit.
No, And that really is the end of this special Infected Computer special. For Joey and the Gator, this is Martin Sargent saying, don't get ripped by the Riptide. We'll see you at the bar and not the fucking goth club.
Yes.
Joey, have some bacon. For Christ's sake, there's like 2 pounds of it left.
Joey! Fuck your bacon. I'll put on weight and won't be able to fit in my goth clothes.
That's delicious.
Yo, you gonna wear your black parachute pants?
I'm wearing what I'm wearing in the goth clothes.
It's all black.
That's what they like.
That's because they're goths.
Who knew?
I said see at the fucking bar. It's over. Cut.
You've been listening to Infected. If you're still listening now, you're infected. Infected is written by, well, who gives a fuck? It's Infected. Because, if you're still listening now, everything in your life is probably pretty sad, and all the walls seem like they're kind of caving in on you, and you're probably sitting in a dark room, and maybe you laughed a couple times, maybe you didn't. Who gives a fuck? Because you're infected, and we really don't care. I hope you still listen because you really don't have a choice. In fact, it's probably in your best interest. You're infected.
Infected was written by Martin Sargent, Jay Speiden, and Stewart Engesser. Joseph, John, Claude, Philippe, Jad, Sanchez, Flip, Rabier, Goth, on controls. For more, go to sargeworld.com. And join us on MySpace at myspace.com/infected by Martin Sargent. And thanks, Meat. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Those computers, people.
Hey, everyone. Keep computing. Keep computing.
Computer power.